Hello and welcome back to. I'm just hitting everything on my desk. Welcome back to Few and Far Between. We're excited to bring you a brand new tale adventure in the land of Exandria. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have.
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I play Orgoth Skullcrusher.
This is Jaiden. I'm currently trying to fix my camera, so
Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I'm playing North.
Hey guys, it's Mira and I'm playing Voka.
Yeah, she's puppeted up today, but it's okay because we can hear her.
Yay!
Yay! Awesome. There we go. Just got to get it focused. There we go. The slow focus in.
it's not angled the way I wanted it to be. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, right center.
Yay!
Um, anything we need to talk about before we dive right into this harrowing situation? Well, it's not that harrowing. It's just sort of immigration.
We got pulled over by Border Patrol. Whatever.
We've been sitting in
Okay,
line all
guys,
day.
hide the weed.
And all the weed that we have on us.
Speak for yourself.
I'm just gonna eat the cookies right away.
If everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Few and Far Between, episode 120, Beyond the Walls of Wuyun. Last time, you fought off the attack of 3 Red Slotty and their leader, a spell-slinging Grey Slod. After defeating them, you continue to trek northward through the valley formed by the Sirios Mountains to the west and the Ashkeeper Peaks to the east. As you approach the border of the Dwendalian Empire, a long line of travelers awaited their turn at being allowed through the Wuyun gates. You were accompanied by the knight Kalia Manus and the Crown's Guard, but the Crown's Guard had decided to pull your small caravan off to the side in order to conduct a more thorough search. And you see kind of like around you 6 or 7 Crown's Guard kind of starting to kind of slowly kind of get
6
closer.
or 7? Oh my god, we're that dangerous? We look that
Well,
dangerous?
it's just like you look. Make an insight check. It is the
16.
It is middle of the evening.
Yeah.
With a 16, they have been doing this all day long.
Okay.
They're kind of bored and tired. But the
Okay.
captain, this Crown's Guard, he does have a medal on his breastplate, and he like comes over. He's the one who pulled you over. He notices Orgoth's staff, his spear. I'm just like, what kind of runes are on this weapon, sir?
They're ancient elven runes. I'm pretty sure.
And these are not dedicated to a god of some sort. They
No,
look like
not as
religious.
far as I know.
They look like religious symbols to me.
Okay.
Please,
I mean, sir, if I may, this spear is just a souvenir from one of our adventures. It's not anything that has to
oh,
do
you're
with worship.
adventurers, and suddenly you see a little like. This is what happens. The sergeant gets a little more stern, and the people who are like helping the other Crown's Guards go, "Oh no," and have this kind of like a.
Oh.
And they're like, "Okay, out of the cart, out of the cart."
Oh shit! Wow.
I do need to let you know there is just hay in here.
We'll be the judge
And
of
maybe
that.
some blanket. Oh, okay. And Drogo's like a little irritable. He's like been sitting all day. He's been bored all day.
I'm gonna twirl my little like the soul I have in my hair like yeah. Well,
So,
Or like stomps and crosses his arms.
why are you visiting the Empire? What is the nature of your visit?
Cobalt Soul business.
Cobalt Soul. Interesting. What where where's your home base?
Technically in Marquette, but we're headed to Zadash.
You're headed to Zadash for what reason?
Consulting the archive. Of course, because it's not all centralized, you would know.
I don't really know much about the Cobalt Soul, but
Well,
I
now you
know
do.
they're a bunch of book readers.
Certainly.
You see that the guards, the other Crown's guards, are looking, but they're not kind of like trying to pull things off of you. They're more just kind of like trying to observe things on your person. No one has any obvious holy symbols on them. Voka, you don't have a wild mother.
No.
If it
He does have one under. He has one under on
Mhm.
him, but it's
Yes.
under his
That's
shirt.
what I thought. Yes.
if it can help in any way, my home base in Ank'Harel is normally located in the Temple of the Knowing Mentor.
That is good to know. You see him kind of like mark something on a piece of, like, he pulls out a notebook and starts marking something, and they start doing a thorough search, and they're being very observant
Of the hay?
of like everything. Like what kind of gear do you leave in the cart? Like, if you just like, does anybody have like their backpacks or anything, any bag? It's just the food, right? Everybody's got what's on their
Yeah.
person.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Voka
Yeah.
has a bag of
maybe
holding.
the tent and the bedroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they would at least find a book or two that belongs to Laphus that's like ass out, tits out sort of deal. And
One of the other Crown's guards persons goes, Sergeant Wooster, I found something, and pulls out the book. Like, and he starts
Really
opening
getting
it.
over-
It's like, oh.
Some of
Okay.
Voka's juggling balls and like a rubber chicken and one of those including unending scarves is back there.
The sergeant, Sergeant Wooster, comes over and looks at the book and says, I think we might need to confiscate this for further.
Investigation, Captain?
Yes.
what?
Do you have any other reading materials of a sort?
Oh, this is a wild abuse of power.
Not of this sort, no. I didn't realize that you would be into ghost on ghost action. But all right.
He says, he kind of like just kind of laughs and says, we wouldn't want to corrupt the minds of the youths.
No, but you're far from, being you, so you're fine.
Yeah, besides, why would I give them this? That's my question. What are you trying to insinuate here?
I'm trying to insinuate that
That me reading my books and keeping them to myself is me corrupting the youth?
you
They
could
killed a man for that.
he shows you the cover. What's on the cover? Is there draw?
No, there's no drawing on it.
Okay.
It's one of those books that like it's just like pure like a pure color, and
Mhm.
it's just the title on the spine.
On the spine. Excellent. Okay, I love those books like that. Those are really cool. He says, perhaps if once while you're in the boundaries of the empire, if you had some sort of way to cover up the titles so that not to tempt those who might be succumb to such lustful.
And she like stares at him in that way of being like, "You mean like you?" sort of deal.
He doesn't seem. He kind of like raises an eyebrow, but kind of does not seem bothered. Like, this is
It's
kind of
not
like
the weirdest thing he's seen today.
No insight check needed. He is pretty much like, this is his yard, and you like people.
And
play
this
by
is his fetish.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
If on our travels through the Empire, if we found more books like this, should we send them here for your, like, are you gathering them to make sure they, like, to protect the youth and stuff?
Well, we are having a
Should we
book
send them to your attention?
Well, I am planning on having a book burning bonfire later in the month, so with all the ones that I've collected so far. There is quite a
That's
library we've collected here, so.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Wow.
you see the other
Wow.
people in the the other people that were in front of you have started to move. They've started to open up the gate, and they're starting to like get the gates open. Um, and they're starting to move, but the guards are still kind of surrounding you. Um, one last thing, Sergeant. The sergeant says, "Do you vow to follow the laws of the imperial laws while within the borders of the Dwendalian Empire?"
Do you have like a pamphlet?
Do you
Honestly,
have the...
actually, he pulls out a little like thin notebook and hands it to you.
Oh, I was just sure he grabs it.
Okay. However, your
Let me
learned
look at
friend
this.
of the Cobalt Soul probably has them memorized.
Of course. It's some of these are pretty weird though. You know that it's well, at least in the region of bite-sized steel, it's illegal to hold salmon under suspicious circumstances.
Those
Something had to happen with that.
it's the I heard it was the roux of the salmon. Those fish eggs were just not right.
Oh, I thought it was because somebody was slipping weapons in within the salmon, but they also stuck the salmon in their asses.
It's also illegal to pass wind in a public place after 6 p.m. on Thursdays.
I did
Yeah,
not make
I've
the
questions
laws.
about a few of these.
In the back, there are, you notice like you're flipping through like, so it's like there's definitely they have a section on the allowed deities that are allowed to be worshipped within the boundaries of the empire.
And what are the allowed deities?
They are. I have it listed somewhere. You might be able to pull it up faster, Jamie, because I sent it to you.
I have it right here. I
yeah.
have Bahamut the Platinum Dragon. I have Erthis the Little Bearer. Ayun the Knowing Mentor. Moradin the Allhammer. Pilor the Dawnfather. And the Raven Queen Matron of Death.
And that's it.
Voka, you see Voka like kind of grimace a little bit, and he just goes, "Okay, sure."
There's also a bit about spellcasting in public. Also, without the strict permission of the Cerberus Assembly, which are mentioned in the book as well.
Do you hand out like copies of this to everyone that comes in? Because there's a lot. I can't remember all this like just by glancing at it. Can we have this copy?
Well, of course, I have plenty. Do you vow to follow the laws, the imperial laws? Yes or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll write that as an assent. Sir?
Yeah.
The guard in the back says, I don't see anything but hay here. You are free to travel into the Empire. Be safe and have a good journey. And you just see him kind of watching you as he walks away. Some of the guards, the knight, Kalia Manis, who's leading her horse, she kind of finished. They patted her down for like actually searched her, and she's over there in the front waiting for you all to finish. And
Oh, why is she waiting? That's weird. I'm sure she has a crush on you, Laphus.
I
just
don't
saying.
think so.
I'm sure she does.
I'm sure she doesn't.
Well, if we just ask, then we'll know.
Exactly. We could just ask.
Well, you guys can go ahead. Nothing will come from it with me.
I respect that. I mean, I don't have to ask. Just seems like, if there's a disagreement, there's an easy answer.
I mean, not all disagreements need some sort of solution.
I mean, I would disagree. I mean, if it's between comrades, you should just talk about it.
No, we shouldn't. Especially not for something so trivial.
Hmm.
Especially when I'm clearly not interested.
All right, let's go then.
Oh, well, see, that's different. That's good to know that you're not interested. I thought maybe you were
Why would you ever think that I
being
am
coy.
interested? Why would you
Well,
ever think that I am?
Well, you dated Irvin for oh shit. Never yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm
Praise the
sorry.
knowing mentor, let's go!
Oh, she must be still hung up on him.
Oh no, not even a little bit.
The cart, and you get back on your horses and you're riding. Even if you got down off the horses, I'm sure Laphus stayed on her horse the entire time.
Yeah.
You travel through the gates. I'd like everyone to make a perception check as you're traveling through the gates.
17?
17. Anybody else?
Actually rolled rather good.
I did not roll that well. It's only a 14 for me.
Perception plus 3, 22.
22.
I rolled a 9.
Yay.
Yay!
North. As you're traveling through the gates, you look up and you see a mage in red robes, wearing the robes of the Cerberus Assembly, and you see it's dark, and you just see kind of like a torch, kind of like a soldier passing by them with holding a torch, and you see like a flame kind of illuminate their face, and you just see it's an elven woman, but you see there's a pseudo dragon sitting on her shoulder, and she's
Does
looking.
she? I was gonna say, I feel like we probably at least.
We know her, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like
Her name
casually
was
point that
Martha.
out.
Yeah.
Casually point that out.
Yeah.
Well, the bitch got assigned here.
Voka.
Hmm.
As you for you with the 22, you notice that like you see like red robed mages on the walls of these giant, like this giant stone wall, these huge gates, but above them in the hills, because the wall goes all the way east west, like what was built into the hills on either side, a mountainous, the cliffside, and up the hills on either side, and like it's partway up the mountains, you see large bonfires burning brightly, like signal fires.
Hmm. And he does like kind of like look at his comrades and like kind of like nudge his head upwards.
North, you know from being in the Empire previously that this way, usually the signal fires are lit. They're doused, like they're always lit at night, and in the case of emergency, the lights are extinguished.
Okay, so that's
Normal, so it's kind of a normal thing.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So you travel north of the Wuyun gates, and the plains kind of just opens up as the mountains to either side starts going off in a direction away from the valley, opening up the Marrow Valley to your travels. It is late at night. Would you like to stop for the evening? How far away from the gates would you like to get?
As far as possible before we have to go to bed. Those guys were jerks. I'm just gonna say it.
That's just border agents for you. They're assholes.
Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience in that, but even in on Corel, they were a lot nicer than that when we showed up.
Welcome to the Empire. They all think they're a hot shit.
So if you just asking for reference, if you worship a foreign deity that's not on this little list here, what happens to you?
I mean, if you're doing it on a low key and like on a down low, no one's gonna freak out at you.
But like, just like if anyone finds out, just for reference.
Nah, never happened to anyone I know, so I couldn't tell you. But honestly, it's more of a, as long as you don't start preaching, like, or creating dissent, blah blah blah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Like, it's not like you're flashing your wild mother titties all for everyone to see.
I'm
Yes,
going to.
my huge titties that I have only half the time.
I'm going to. You look through the book, Voka. I just post. Oh God, it's not going to fit.
That's what she said.
Whoa.
Give me a second. I have to select all, erase, and I just have to do half of these. It's like you could only have 1,500 characters in a message. Okay. Copy, paste. Okay. And here's the rest of that. But you look in the book, Voka, and let me find it. 30 days incarceration and a fine of 250 gold pieces is the penalty for worshiping non-empire gods.
Ooh.
Oh, but that's a and, not a or, too. That's a
Yep.
How wait,
gotta
how
do
much
both.
gold?
250.
250, but it's the 30
Uh,
days.
Yeah, it's about the time sentencing here that I'm really miffed about.
Oh, look at that. Assault with intent to injure, 30 days incarceration, and or a fine of 350 GP.
And treason against the empire is execution.
Yep.
You travel for a few hours. It's probably about midnight. The horses are definitely getting tired.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
I think. Let me see if I can move the token because you're probably at the mouth of the.
All fines and punishments regarding crimes against an imperial official or associate of the Cerberus Assembly are tripled.
Yep. Why
So all
can't?
I'm doing is
So
you can
so
do all that.
I picked the right time to like punch Korgal then. Like, cause here that would have
Yeah.
been
Oh yeah.
But again, you can do all that, but just
super
don't get
bad.
caught.
Yeah. And whoops. Why do I have the ruler on both everything? Okay. So you're just north of the Wuyun gates and you rest for the evening. How do you prepare your campsite?
We
Firewood.
have tents, we have firewood,
Yeah,
we have
the
lunches.
usual stuff. Okay.
The usual.
Yeah, the huge.
Okay. Are you doing everybody doing a watch?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we want to mix up the watch order?
I'm fine with any early.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's gonna go when then? I'll go.
You-
I'll wait.
Oh,
What?
I'll go first. It's I've been sitting all day. You guys have been riding horses all day. It is, in 2 hours, wake up and do your watch, and then I'll go to bed, and then we'll go like that.
Okay, I'll do the early morning shift. I'll do the last up, or the like early up, last watch.
Okay,
whatever
you're
it's
doing
called.
4, Voka's doing 1.
Yeah, I'll do one in between.
Okay, so
No, I can take 3, whatever.
okay, so Lapis will be 2. North, on your watch, make a perception check for me.
That's a 3, but now that I am a level 11 rogue, I have reliable talents, so it can count as a 16.
Okay. The location where you're at, it's kind of scrubby. There's like grasses that have overgrown. It's about maybe like waist height in some places, hilly. Not very many trees. But you do hear something off in the grasses, maybe about
What kind of sound?
50, 60 feet away. Somebody being clumsy.
Motherfucker, show yourself or I'm gonna lub your head off your shoulders. Clean.
And you see a Crown's guardsman stand up, young one,
Oh.
and he holds his hands up. I'm here to pass on a message to the dragon elf.
Oh no. What do you want?
Is it the Cerberus Assembly?
Mistress Amartha told me to tell the dragon elf that she would be seeing her soon, and that she should turn herself in at the nearest city to the watch.
For what?
For incitement. He takes out nervously a piece of paper. He says, for incitement to... Oh God, what is this? Sorry, this is Ron trying to think of something. For unlawful use of magic within the bounds of the Empire.
What?
I'm sorry, no spell has been cast in this area.
I was told to tell you that it's her nature that is unlawful.
That's racist as fuck.
Yeah, that is racist as fuck.
She
So she's racist. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
Is that Is she profiling my associate?
It sounds like she is.
He's holding up the piece of paper he was told to read, and he's like, she is not alive and should not be allowed to exist.
Wow, racist. Excuse me?
I
That sounds like almost more like ableist. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. Did they actually send you out here by yourself?
Good morning,
by the way,
Orgoth.
little fella. Yeah, all this noise woke me up. I'm a little grumpy. I'm just saying.
Voka rolls over.
I will going to take my leave now. Please don't kill me.
I have. Can I, Laphus? May I? And I'm just gonna start just scribbling on a piece of paper. Show her that I drew a nice little middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna roll it up.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna fold it very nicely and just give it to the guy.
He comes over, his hand shake. This guy's maybe like 17. He is a level 1 fighter at best.
Gonna give him a little pat on the head.
And he takes it.
Baby, change careers. This is bad for you.
It pays really well. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to have that kind of pay from this kind of people?
I needed the money.
How much do you need?
We're in debt to the assembly for 50 gold.
I'm gonna give him 50 gold.
What? He just drops the piece of paper and takes it. And says,
Fucking resign tonight.
He takes the paper. Puts
Another 10 for his trouble.
He's like, I will resign my commission tonight. I promise. I will bother you no more. And he takes the money. He takes the rolled a piece of paper with the bird on it, and he just gets the fuck out of there very quickly.
There we go.
That's for the best.
That's money well spent.
That's one way to take out the guards. Pay them to quit.
We're indebted 50 gold. Petty change.
I mean, That's a lot of money to a lot of people, though, right? We're in a pretty unique position.
We are.
That was really nice, North.
I have my moments, I guess.
I promise not to tell anyone.
I mean, there's 2 people at least that know, so I'm in deep trouble now.
Mhm.
All right, well, tagging you in, it's your turn. Good night.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Laphus, during your watch, nothing happens except in the distance far to the west, you see a rather large, distant thunderstorm, lightning crackling throughout the black clouds in the distance.
She kind of just stares at it for a good while before she knows that it's not coming closer.
It's in the mountains,
It's-
very far away.
Yeah, she's just going to keep an eye on it. When she realizes that it's staying where it is, she's going to not pay attention to it as much. She's kind of trying to keep it in the back of her mind.
Okay.
But she's going to ignore it for the moment. Ninda, she does nothing else.
Okay. Anybody else do anything on their watch because nothing else happens for the evening?
No, my watch was first, and Voka pretty much just spent the whole time doodling in like a little book.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of Orgoth's time is spent looking at the runes, trying to figure out like what they actually are,
Mhm.
since he's been asked about it. And,
Okay.
you know, all he knows is that it went up into the tower and it came back down and it was
Mhm.
glowy with runes.
Make an
So-
investigation check for me.
That's a 12.
With a 12, Laphus, what would be a common constellation?
Oh, you mean like something like Orion's belt and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
yeah,
That's like
yeah.
the most common.
Yeah.
Everybody can see that belt.
Yeah, you can see basically Orion's belt up in the skies, or the Exandria. Equivalent.
Exandrian, right?
The
most common.
hunter.
The
The
hunter,
hunter,
Right,
yes.
the hunter.
Yeah, and
Would it be like Elixian's belt or some shit like that?
Maybe.
Oh.
But you do see, like, you look and you see this string of stars that are brighter than the rest, and you see the starlight reflecting onto the spear, and you kind of see 3 dots that mirror exactly, like, reflect what you see in the sky.
And is there actual like runic writing on it?
Yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
just
Like they actually
okay.
like connect. It looks like the connections between the stars have runic writing in it. Yes.
Okay, but not a language that I understand.
Not unless you know magic. So.
Not very well. All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay. The rest of the night goes without event. You wake up the next morning, the sun coming up over the eastern, northern hills of the Ashkeeper Peaks. And the day is yours.
Marking my long rest.
Excuse me.
Where's my character sheet?
Well then, let's just keep on going.
Okay. Let me look at the rulers, see how far you've got to get to. It is 90 miles to get to Trostenwald. So you probably have, depending on how much you want to push it, 2 to 3 days journey.
I mean, let's not like tire the horses out, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
Go
make good
3.
progress. We're not sightseeing.
Okay. As you're coming
Also,
down, go
I think
ahead.
I'm gonna let my mom know that we're past the border.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
where she is right now, but
Okay. And this is a message, like the sending sign.
sending.
Okay. In reply, you get made it to Rexentrum, setting up a house. Be careful, but visit when you can.
Okay. 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 Good.
You make about on the second day of travel, about midday. You see a group of to the west. You see a group of Crown's Guard with a sizable number of farmers, and they've surrounded something. And there's like this hideous shrieking coming from the center of the circle.
What's
And you're
going on?
approaching, and they're like, "Stay back! Stay back! Watch it!" And you hear like a man scream in pain. What do you do?
Should we do something?
Orgoth just looks at Laphus.
She shakes her head.
Okay, that's that. You're using your veto on that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
At one point, the circle breaks, and this monstrous creature makes a run for it, and you see like there's like a human leg sticking out of its mouth. It's like this squat creature with 3 legs, 3 clawed arms, 3 eyes, and its mouth is in the top of its head, long, just like the mouth almost goes up halfway down its body, and where it opens up from the top, where it's like this, and it
Like
looks
from where we are. Yeah, I was gonna ask from where we are. Can we guess what it is?
make an Arcana check, because this is a monstrous creature. I'm going to post a picture of it in
May I make the check as
Discord.
well, just to?
I mean, yeah. I mean, this has got high DC.
Yeah, but what if I'm lucky?
Yeah.
What if North
gambling.
saw one at some
Natural
point?
20.
Are you serious?
Let's go gambling.
For what though? For a what? What's the
For is
23.
Arcana? For Arcana?
It's a 23.
Okay.
Total.
Let's see. That is 15. That's 28.
Okay.
Nice.
28. North with the natural 20, it's still not high enough to get the 25 DC.
That's an ugly bitch.
You've heard fairy tales of stories, not fairy tales, but more like adventure stories of hideous hyena-like men and their demonic animals that they keep.
Ooh.
This is called, Laphus, a maw demon. It is a demon from the abyss.
Oh.
And with a 28, you know that they are usually associated with gnolls.
So maw demons. Haven't seen one in a long time. I guess they must have a gnoll infestation somewhere.
Huh. So that's we don't touch gnolls in this area, is what you're saying?
I mean, not in this case. I mean, unless you really want to, and then I could keep that
No,
veto
it's
for something else.
kind of ugly. I don't want to go.
You see the creature go and like immediately like not roll over somebody, like bite somebody in half, and then immediately like use its rampage. When it reduces a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack on its turn, the maw demon can take a bonus action to move half its speed and make a bite attack and go immediately to another person, to this farmer who's trying to scramble to get away, and then bites the leg off the farmer.
No,
Yeah, they
we
did
should.
tell us to stay away.
I feel as if we should do something.
I mean, it has like arrows and sword wounds. It is being hurt. It's just slow going.
I mean, this just means that you want to take part in whatever the Empire is doing. And the least of the Empire we have around us, the better, I feel. Especially if they see that you have...
saving
It's-
lives.
Yes, especially if they see you doing something, I don't know, that isn't their deities.
Oh, casting magic that is not sanctioned by the Cerberus Assembly.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sword.
I feel like they're fine.
How
She
many
says-
guards are there?
And from out of nowhere,
She says that, and there's like a loud scream. Like there's a pause, and there's a loud scream coming from behind her, and then it stops.
But you're doing fine.
actually, what you see is from behind you, you see the knight who had stayed behind, and you had left on, but like kind of running horseback, running past you, riding, and it jumps off and just buries her sword into the creature with a hideous.
See, they've got it.
Yeah,
And you see it
you
just
don't
start
have to
melt.
stop and help everybody every time.
Okay, if someone's being mauled to death in front of me, I'm going to do something.
Well, are you gonna do something right now?
I mean, she's got it taken care of, so no. But if she wasn't here, just saying, I would have done something.
And you see the Crown's Guard and the farmers like going up around the knight, who is quite pretty, and she is like kind of like flexing her muscles a little bit, and
Yeah, let's just keep on going.
yeah, but she's kind of taking the accolades into, and smiles and everything. Thank you. I am sorry for your loss. You hear as you leave the situation behind.
Voka like gives her like a wave on the way back. Like, thank you.
She waves
being-
back. She sees you
I'm
and waves.
just being nice.
Hope to see you in Trostenwald, she yells.
Let's go around town.
Yeah, I don't want to go through another town where everybody decides that they
I
need
mean,
to
we
do
would-
something to prank other people.
However,
then
we
there's
do
a
have
whole-
to buy some hay at some point.
We are running quite low. That
Can one person to town buys hay, buys, I don't know, rations for however much longer, but just
Mhm.
one. They go in, do the thing, get out.
Yeah, I'll do it if you want.
Can we do that?
Don't
I
punch
can do
anyone,
that.
Orgoth.
Splitting the
Okay.
party? I'm fine with that.
I mean, just to go shop and get hay and rations, right?
Yeah, what could go
Yes.
wrong?
Everything.
At the end of the third day, you don't see any other encounters. You don't see the Crown's Guard and the farmers have not caught up to you, or they either stayed in that area or did not follow you. But you see the town of Trostenwald ahead. It is this is this really nice kind of, you see grains being grown in giant fields all around the city. To the east is a loch that butts up against part of the city, and to the north you see buildings, wineries, granaries. You know north that this city is known for its beer making.
Hey, you guys, this city is known for its beer making, but we're not going in there. Aside to buy supplies.
Also, the give me a second. Let me pull up it's about, probably holds about 9,000 people or so. You
Yes, it
see.
holds about 9,000 people or so.
Stop it repeating me. There are docks along the loch and many fishing. It's fishing vessels. There appears to be, in the evening air, you see this mist, this kind of rolling off the loch, and you see, as you're approaching close to town, you see these large islands that are in the middle of the loch. coated, is completely almost like masked by the mysterious mist. Um, and the roads, just from the hills you're on, the roads seem to separate the village into three separate areas, one close to the lock and the docks, one north, which appears to be a place of industry and where the breweries are, and one to the west of town in the hills. And you can definitely see a large barracks where the Crown's Guard probably, and you see the flag of the Empire flying over it. What do you do?
You
So
see,
we're gonna camp outside of town, and then I'm gonna go in and get stuff, and we're not gonna go into town at all.
I mean,
That's the
I would
plan.
like to go into town, but
No, like we said, we're gonna go in, gather the stuff, and then head on out.
yes, because all the whimsy in this adventure has to be taken out of it in the name of efficiency.
Yes.
That's your sister we're talking about, Voka.
Yeah.
Yes, but we're on an adventure, and this is
See, here's the thing, Voka. You're still young, despite whatever creature you are. Not everything needs to have whimsy, and some things do need to be taken a little bit more seriously.
okay. We can take this seriously while having like a little bit of fun with it. After this, I don't have anything for me really.
Orgoth.
So
you say
for
that,
God's
but
forbid, I
again,
want to have a little bit of fun.
you'll
While
have
trying
more...
to save your sister, who might
Yes.
be 145 years old right now.
She would want me to have a little bit of fun.
Would she now?
Yes, I
Does
know
she even
her.
remember
and
you at this
don't.
point, or
Yes,
does
she
she have like
would.
dementia?
I don't
Orgoth,
feel like she would have dementia by now.
behind you, coming from the south, you hear this horse like moving fast, like almost supernaturally fast. And suddenly, all four of you see this small horse, this pony almost, run by fast. There's a halfling, like low down in the saddle, and on the side of the horse, you see like on its saddlebag, it says "Faster Halflings." And Faster
be this guy
Halflings
when I grow up.
courier service, yeah. And you see them like going into the town.
Well, believe it or not, that's not a joke I quite enjoy.
But it is the truth. It is the reality that the longer we spend with our
You
whimsy,
don't know.
I do know.
No, you
There's-
don't.
Yes, I do. There is a lot of things about the Feywild, especially with time,
I'd rather be ready for the worst.
than the best.
And who made you the leader of this group?
Oh, so you're now leader? Is that what you
I
want to do?
never said that.
Is there a leader? Is there even
I
a
don't.
leader?
There's never been a leader. The closest we had was like Wilvin, and even then, he wasn't really leader.
It was
He-
mostly like the face of the group, kind of.
Yeah.
So then why do you get to fuck off whenever you want? But I want to go have a little bit of fun in town while we're passing through, and I can't even do that.
Because usually when I fuck off, I don't bring, I don't know, people getting in trouble, something about, you know, Orgoth going to get questioned for something he didn't do.
But again, we ended up with you going off on your own, and then the Myriad got on our asses.
Yeah, well, I still don't know what that was about. I really don't. Like, there was a guy who was there. He tried to mug me, and usually when somebody tries to mug somebody, you defend yourself. That I don't get. And honestly, I was willing to fuck with them on my own.
Yeah, the thing is, if you fuck with them on your own, then they associate
this?
us with you, and then we also get fucked with.
Stop. Yeah, no, like I said, that was weird. I didn't purposely go there and say, yes, this is my group. I know that this is the Myriad. No, it was literally me defending myself, and they just so happened to be Myriad.
Well, for now, this shouldn't be a problem, anyways.
I mean, look, it's not like I went in there and like looked for the Cerberus assembly. Korgal showed up and said things that were threatening to this group, and so I took matters into my own hands. I was perfect.
Literally.
Voka will tell you. I was perfectly willing to turn myself in and not involve any of you in it.
And I wasn't going to leave you.
And I appreciate that. And to answer your earlier question, I feel like we've operated mostly as a beneficial oligarchy to this point. We haven't really had a leader. It's more we've just kind of worked together and made decisions.
Ron's face.
Ron
So-
doesn't believe it.
What are we, some kind of oligarchy?
Ron just died on the inside.
So yeah, we've kind of just like made group decisions, and you know, sometimes somebody takes the lead because they have more information or more knowledge or expertise. But you know, we haven't really had a leader.
Leader,
That's-
neener.
That's a title if I've ever heard one.
So let's go into the town. I will go and get the stuff. How late is it, Ron?
It's about the sun is setting currently.
I mean, we could stay at the edge of town, and it seems crazy to just not stay in a tavern somewhere or an inn.
There are beds right, like literally almost
hostel.
maybe 1,000 feet from us.
Well, you guys can do that. If you want, that's fine by me if you're so against it, but I will not be going into another town and getting accused, especially with that one bitch after me for no fucking reason.
I mean,
Just tell her you don't like her.
technically, she told you to report to a Crown's Guard, whatever, blah, 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 as soon as we could. However, there is no law telling us to obey stupid orders from stupid people.
This is very true. But still, I'm gonna stay out of the city.
Now, if it's like a security reason to not be in the city, that's a different thing, right? I mean,
I can stay out.
stay safe versus death of
Yes.
whimsy. I mean, there's a scale there.
I can stay out with Laphus if we want to do like the buddy system and all that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us should be alone here in the Empire. That seems extra dangerous.
It's doable, but you have to watch your ass.
Mm-hmm. Hence the buddy system.
All right.
Fine by
well,
me.
North and Laphus, you're going to stay outside of town then? I mean, I feel like we should all stay together. But what if we do this? Where are you go? We'll pick a spot where you're going to stay outside of town, and then Voka can come with me, and we'll get the supplies.
Yeah, and we can take care of the horses in the meantime, so you don't have to pay for like stables and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come back out. We'll come back, right? But Voka, you could come into the. We'll go to town
Oh, yeah, we
together
can
and
camp,
get stuff,
we can
and
camp out in
we
here,
can
but
see
you
the
can,
town.
you just can go see the sights or something, I guess.
Besides, there's sometimes not any whimsy at all within town, and it's all out here.
Well, yeah, when I'm like,
He just kind of
we-
eyes you a little hostilely.
We could also, if she looks over at North, also there could be more gnolls, and honestly, that would be kind of fun to see more of those weird, creepy creatures that killed those farmers.
yeah,
I mean, not the
just
weird
like-
creepy crawly, but like an actual knoll. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
Okay, well, come on, Voka, let's go get the stuff, and then we'll meet. I'll message you, and we'll find out where you camped. Does that work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll wait for you outside.
Okay.
And you kind of walk off. And kind of like on the way into town, Voka, like he
We'll
does
we'll,
kind of
we'll take the cart. Yeah, we'll take the cart, and
Yeah.
you guys can take the horse. You can take the horses.
The three horses
all-
that
we're all
are
right.
not-
Are we taking 2 horses or 3 horses?
It'd be 3 because Valentino's the one pulling the cart.
Oh well, I'll ride Grandman, and then
Okay,
we'll just
then
take the
we're-
cart
we
with
just-
us.
We just keep our
Everybody has their own
Everybody's got
horses.
Their own horses. Okay.
I feel like we would have said like whatever closest like entrance to the town is, we would be like maybe probably on the outskirts of that.
like a little bit off the road, but still like
hmm
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the the land around Trostenwald is mostly farmland, growing wheat and grains and stuff like barley, stuff for like this making that makes beer. So a lot of like waist high, tall, leafy grains going up, like different colors, like golden, and the sunlight hitting it kind of like ripples through the wind. The wind ripples through, and it's just beautiful as the sun sets. There are looks like way stations along, like even like benches along some of the fences that the farmers have put up close to the town, um, that you can rest at. Um, there's not really any campsites this close to town, but you can rest close, like go like maybe like 30, 40 feet off the road and like close to one of the fences and you'll be fine. The sun sets and um,
I think
often
if there's any like damaged reeds or like pieces of barley or anything, I'm gonna start like um braiding them into a little crown.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
I think for whatever reason, Elapis would actually take out like a small book of like how to make your own meat and stuff or beer and all that
Mhm.
jazz, and she's just gonna like read up on how the farmers and like just how it's produced.
Apparently, Trostenwald is famous for its sweetened ale and beer. Basically, people all over the empire, and even they've gotten as far as Taldore, where you can order a Trost, and it's like become a famous location for brewing this special kind of alcohol. Um, and as you're going into town, Orgoth and Voka, you can hear some of the taverns, and you hear people like doing drinking songs, very German. Um, but the Lapis, you get that information, and it's like it has a big chapter on trusts. Um, anything else you guys want to do to prepare, or anything to camp down, or you just resting, or you just kind of?
What?
Well, sorry, North and
Yeah.
Lapis. Yeah,
Lapis, thank you. Sorry, I
yeah.
was.
Sorry about that.
I think just prepping prepping it. What? Come on, prepping up, prepping up camp.
Yeah. Not setting up camp, but you're kind of like getting ready for like all you have to do is like basically like floop, and it's set up. So, Voka and Orgoth, you travel by cart into, and you see. It looks like the road kind of goes through the hills, avoiding the hills to the west, and will go into the lock area, the Lockwood area. You see this tavern, these two taverns close by. One is called the Old Mud Hole Tavern, and it's right on the lock. Um, it's like you could actually like there's a little like patio area that overlooks the water. And Voka, as you're watching, you look out over the lock, and off in the distance, in the mist that's hovering above the waters, like you see this kind of like dark shape of an island far out, and you see twinkling lights. You're not sure if they're like fireflies or or what, but it's very beautiful, very ethereal for a moment. Um, you see various like there warehouses that are up against the and they smell like fish, up against the water, smell like fish really bad. There is a large wooden barn uh, that has a Lockwood General is what it has, a sign on the front of it, and across from it has a smaller shop that is actually open. You see the light, a lantern burning in the window. Natural remedies, herbs, and medicinal things.
All right, so we got to get feed for the horses and rations. And look, it would be remiss while we're here if we didn't get at least a Greg, if not a corny keg of some of the Trust Sweet beer, because we could bring that back, and maybe that's a thing we could do that would help everybody be in a better mood? I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
Nope. It's what? What's wrong?
You don't think she actually is 144 years old in there, is she?
I don't know anything about the Feywild. So, but I don't think so. She hasn't been gone
Because
that long. I mean,
if
and
she
even
is,
if time
she's
is all weird, I
dead.
don't know. No, she can't. You would know. You would know. That's a sibling thing, right? That's a family thing. You would know if that had happened. Plus, I
Where
don't get the idea that the dragon demon thing guy. That's not his. That's not what he's about. If he was about that, I think he would have just done that already. So
we're
I think
not
she's
related by blood,
okay. But it's your sister, though, right?
in a sense.
Okay. I still think you would know. Do you think she's dead?
I hope not.
Well, then I'm sure she's fine.
I just wanted to make the most of this, no matter how small, bout of freedom. And I suppose on some end I was being rather selfish in it. But we're on an adventure. Come on, I've never left Ank'Harel and we're in some distant land and I'm told I'm not to see any of it.
Well, when we started this whole thing, look, I come from Jigao, which is like I mean, a very, certainly in comparison, a very, very tiny little seaside town. Um, and then we went on this adventure and we're in Ank'Harel and now we're here. And I mean, I don't know, we kind of got swept up in it, but I understand. I mean, if I stopped and took the time and thought about it, it would be kind of amazing, everything that's happened so far. But I don't think it's wrong that you want to experience it and remember what's happening. I mean, we're doing something important, but that doesn't mean that there's not moments of joy to be had, even in a serious situation. I mean, it's not like we didn't have some laughs along the way while we were trying to stop, this rudium from basically maybe destroying the whole world. I don't know. It's feels like things have gotten really serious sometimes. But and look, I want you to know, Voka, you know, I I, I kind of deferred to Laphus because she had that veto and everything, but I was about to ride my horse in there because if that wasn't okay. Like I understand not getting distracted and I understand like focusing, but at the same time, like those people couldn't defend themselves against that thing.
My
I
sister would
should have
want
been
me
in
to
there faster.
save. My sister would want me to save people. I'm not a hero, but she likes to think I am.
And from the natural remedies shop, you see this um, short, pudgy human, black hair just around his ears, bald, comes out and he's like, "Adventurers, I knew it. I could hear you talking.
Oh,
Please come in. I've got potions for you."
do we need any natural remedies?
We're here to buy rations for the road and feed for our animals and a corny keg of Trost sweet beer, and that is all.
You sure you don't want any healing potions? I have them on stock. I also have performance enhancing fungi.
It's just the same guy that sold Orgoth like that shit over in the last town. He's
You
just
know, the last time,
No, this is his brother who looks slightly different and has like a slightly different name, and there's like 13 of them.
My name
Look,
is Davies.
look, the last time that someone sold me some like special stuff like this. I have a feeling it doesn't really do what they said it was supposed to do.
Well, I can
So-
trust. I can believe me. There are charlatans out there in the world, and you, as adventurers, you have learned who to trust and who not to trust. And if you trust me, I can give you a discount on these wonderful potions and anything else you possibly might need for your travels. Also, with a word from me, I can get you a discount at the Lockwood General when it opens up in the morning.
Voka like holds out his hand and he has like the scarf in his hand. Just go ahead and grab that for me.
Of course. And he
He
takes
pulls and he keeps on going. It's coming out of his
Oh.
bag of holding.
it. Oh, he pulls it. You're quite the magician. You're
And
quite
at the
the
end,
magician. Yeah,
at the end, there's attached a note.
this reads the note.
No.
Well, if you change your mind, I sell healing potions for 55 gold pieces.
He like looks back to Orgoth as he's like stuffing it back in.
Okay. We will keep that in mind. Thank you very much, Davies.
You're welcome. And he goes back inside, kind of looks back over, and he goes back, and you see him working on the counter, and he's like chopping up mushrooms and putting them in bags and like hanging them up to dry.
All right. Well, it looks like the general store is closed, so we can't get the stuff we need until the morning. So
Yeah, we might as well go to bed.
yeah. Was there like a mud hole? What was the name of that place?
The old Mud
Ref
Hole
looks around.
Tavern. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we could see if maybe we could stay in their mud hole place here.
Okay.
Dude, they have rooms, Ron?
You go to this dive bar that I'm opening up. Give me a second. Okay.
I mean, unless you want to find a much nicer place, because it's one night.
Yeah,
You
this is pretty much
I'm
across the way to like it's like this is on the lock.
Right.
I'm starting to believe and understand that sometimes adventure is also part of staying in a really shitty place.
Okay. Well,
It's interesting. I mean, look, there's people
adventure.
screaming here.
We walk in and
Mhm.
yeah, all right.
You walk in and there's somebody playing the accordion, German style, playing a polka. There is people singing and laughing, and it smells like old wet wood, ale, and peanut in here. There is the barkeep is this actual person from the show that is behind the bar, human in his 30s. And he's behind the bar and he's reading a book, and you just see like every once in a while somebody will come up to the bar and ask for a drink, and he'll like hold the book to the side, fill up, and then like start reading the book. On the cover of the book is the title is a picture of a rose, and the Rosed Embrace Part 3. And he's like turns it thoughtfully. He's like, oh, and he like looks up at you as you come in. Welcome to the hole. It says it's a mud hole, but it's actually quite nice in here. Please come in. Can I help you?
Yeah, we were wondering if you had any room in your hole for us to sleep.
You would be
for the
surprised
night?
how many times I've heard that joke. In the mud hole, we have
Oh, wait. I guess that is a joke too.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes.
I didn't even think about that.
the how many people are staying? Do you have? Just the two of you? One room?
Two.
Two. Separate rooms or together?
We
Is
could,
one cheaper than the other?
we'll do one room. We should probably stay together. We'll be in one room.
He says, it's 8 silver for the evening. You get a free cup of trost with your meal.
Okay.
The for each of you.
You'll go.
Um,
We'll split it up for force over each.
the between breakfast in the morning, we have fresh caught trout from the lake, from the loch. We cook in the mornings for
Ooh.
you.
Is that included or is that extra?
That is a little bit of an upcharge, but it's not much of one. It would be a gold for the entire evening, for the entire stay.
Oh, okay. That
For the
sounds
two of
great.
you,
That
adding
would only
like,
be five. That would only be 5 silver each.
I got it. Here you go.
Oh, are you sure?
I'll put a gold. Yeah, sure. I'll put a gold on the countertop.
okay. There's people in here singing. It's pretty crowded, loud. He gives you a key. Says room up on the left. Just go up the stairs to the left. It has a nice view of the loch. Make sure if you see the sun will rise over it, burn away the fog. It's quite beautiful in the mornings.
Oh,
My
all
name
right.
is
Thank you.
Vasta.
Oh, it is very nice to meet you, Vasta. And Orgoth puts his hand and says, I am Orgoth Skullcrusher. It is very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
He's very
Orgoth.
present in the moment.
Yes.
My name's Voka.
Voka, it is wonderful to meet you. And he looks at Orgoth. It's wonderful to meet you and your young charge.
Oh,
You
okay.
get to be the older one.
Yeah,
Is there anything else
that's
I
me.
can help you with this fine evening? Don't mind the howling and the laughing off in the winds. Apparently, the gnolls have been stirring up something fierce in the last. I don't know if Bill can hear me or not. Okay, got it. Okay. The gnolls have been stirring up some trouble in the last few weeks or so. Apparently, something is driving them out of their dens in the mountains.
Well, not saying I'm interested in that. Without obviously we can do
Oh, of
anything about it.
course. You know, so far away, but
But I am nosy.
I know that the Crown's Guard have a few gnolls that they captured alive, and they're trying to get answers out of them.
He
Well,
shakes his head.
I am sure that they are competent at their jobs and will extricate the information that they are looking for.
I'm sure. I'm
Yes.
sure they'll. Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure
you
they'll
know,
get it.
the rumors, the rumors about these gnolls are just like so far fetched. You know, I have a hard time believing them myself.
Yeah, it's probably not true. I mean, we did see like a guy get torn like apart by like a something creature. I actually don't know what that was.
Oh, you saw
Yeah,
something?
it had like a big mouth on the top of its body and 3 eyes and
I mean, I've like seen something like it in like a store. Like not even. It's like I mean, it wasn't even that.
So
Like
what does this
I've seen
creature
some-
look like? He asks again, and he kind of like mentally, like, kind of remembers it, and he's like, for trade of information, this is very, very interesting. The gnolls apparently have been telling the Crown's Guard that a dragon has been going through their dens, kicking them out, driving them from the mountains.
like a dragon, like a real
Uh,
dragon.
A dragon that causes the storms that loom over the Sirios mountains. Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't know a lot about dragons, but
My advice is to stay far, far away from them.
yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Anything else I can help you with for the evening?
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, unless you have something.
No, I say we should like because neither of us have traveling stuff.
Right.
Like I have
No.
everything is in my
Yeah.
hole, everything's in your bag, and we're just
Yeah,
like
my bag of holding.
right. We have a horse and a cart and
Mhm.
another horse that we need to get stabled.
Oh
If you could
yes,
help
yes.
with
We
that,
have.
that would,
There's a stable nearby. Da, 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 da. Um, there's a stable behind Ronaldo's house. He kind of
Oh.
points to a house across the way.
Okay. Do we just pay them there for the stabling? then,
Yes, it's
or-
a separate. We
Okay.
have
Um.
I
hitching
got
posts
this
out
one.
out front, but if you want the whole,
Okay.
horse
we got,
thing,
yeah, there. We should take care of them. I mean, they're
of course.
good creatures.
Yes.
I don't
Uh,
want to accidentally mistreat an animal and go to jail for like 9 years or whatever.
Oh no.
And Vogo opens up the book and he's like flipping. He's like, "Is that in here?"
I don't know. Probably.
Also, it would be amiss for me to not mention this, but if you find the lock, the beauty of the lock irresistible, there are rowboats for rent and fishing rods if you wish to try your luck.
I do have a
Okay.
question. I mean, there's an island in the middle of the lake or the lock.
Yes.
Does it have any cool legends or? I mean, I'm collecting stories.
Give me a second. I have to pull it up. Sorry, give me 2 seconds to find it.
I'm resisting the
Yeah.
obvious joke.
Okay. Loch is the Oosterloch is the largest body of fresh water in the southern reaches of the Empire, and the largest source of fish in the Marrow Valley. The Crown's Guard patrol the shores to ensure that nothing tampers with the ecosystem that we all depend upon. However, there is a myth that creatures stalk the deeper waters of the loch. The most popular of which stems from that island, he points out the windows, called Crooked Stone. Apparently, this island contains a small grove where the abandoned hovel of a feared witch still stands in disrepair. Many youths paddle out to the island to conduct rites of passage or pranks, but others still say that the witch still returns to her home for the colder seasons.
Vogo's like all the way like leaned in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
Orgoth-
story.
Yeah. Orgoth leans over and whispers in Voka's ear, I think that one's a veto one. I don't think we can
Oh,
go
God,
out to
no.
the
No, we're not-
island. I don't think. Yeah.
No,
mean-
but like it was interesting.
No, it is. We should
Oh,
note
yeah.
that for future shenanigans.
I do like a good story.
Some do say that when a thick mist or fog envelops the loch, that sometimes when the mist is lifted, the island will disappear and be gone, only
whole
for it to return
Island.
days later.
Okay, but you would see that if that happened. That seems pretty obvious if that happened.
I have not seen it personally. It happens every once in a decade or so, is what I've been told, but I've not seen it personally myself.
That seems like the kind of story that, like, I don't know, like a thief would make up or something.
I stole
kinda-
the island in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, like a brigand dude would that like with I don't know would do something like that. That sounds. I mean, I've seen some weird stuff, but a whole island disappearing—that's pretty crazy.
It is a mystical, magical place.
I guess that's true. All right, so let's do. Wait, that's the cool story. We might maybe on some future trek through town, maybe do something about that. But we should probably stable the horses and then come back and have that free beer that comes with the room at least, and then rest up before we get our supplies and go back and meet up and get back on the road.
Yes.
So you go back to you stable the horses and you go back to the room. The room is looking right out over the lake. There's even a little balcony. You can go out with a little two chairs and a little small table. Um, you see a fishing rod without line attached to it. It's just like it looks like it's like in disrepair, but it's kind of like up against the railing. Maybe you could
Man, this place came with a lot. Sorry.
and you can just sit and enjoy. It looks like there's a candle in the middle of the table that's burned down to almost the nub, and you can see the lights, the fairy lights out over the island in the mist.
Voka says, like, man, this room came with a lot for only a singular gold. They're kind of ripping
Well,
themselves off.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that maybe we have lost some perspective on how much gold is.
That's true.
Just because we have a lot of it. But I mean, this is really nice. I agree with that. I like the view, and
The camera
I
pans
feel like
down
I'm
to
doing a good job staying on task. That's what I'm trying to do today.
I mean, we stayed on task. We heard a story. It's called balancing. We can do both.
Exactly. Yeah.
the camera pans down from the balcony to the balcony below you, where you'd see two ne'er-do-wells. The audience sees two ne'er-do-wells listening and hearing. We seem to have a lot of gold, and they look at each other and raise their eyebrows. Back to North and Laphus.
Oh, this is pretty quiet. What was that all about? Like, there's that one creature that attacked someone like 2 days ago. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want whimsy, the moment people go into the Feywild, there's gonna be more whimsy in your life than you ever want.
Yeah, it sure is a place. It sure is
You
a
hear
place.
a horse coming up the road fast, and it slows down as it
Halfling.
No, this is Dame Kalia Manis, and
Oh, there she is.
she has on her belt this ring, like this rope ring, and you see there are 8 knoll ears attached to it. And she's like, "Good evening. Are you resting here for the evening? Where's the rest of your group?"
Oh, they went in. They wanted some whimsy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Trostenwald is quite a interesting town. Depending on where you go, Lockward is very, very drunk. However, the Hillsward is quite nice, and I like staying in a lovely bed and breakfast in Northward. Close
Well,
to the
why don't you
breweries.
go on that way then?
Oh, okay. Be careful out here. There are gnolls roaming out in the darkness. They seemed upset about something, and there's a bounty for each
Are
gnoll
they
ear you
really?
bring into the Crown's Gold. Yes.
Oh, how much?
It is 2 gold, no, 5 gold an ear for each gnoll dispatched.
Well, technically they're people, though, kind of, right?
These creatures,
Yeah, I mean, they can speak. They're actually kind of intelligent. It's just
they're
Yeah,
these
it's,
creatures that I fought, demon eyes, red, burning, hateful things.
yeah.
What do you mean by that? There were.
They had no language. They hissed.
I mean, you
I
say
offered.
that,
I asked
but
for them to surrender so that they could surrender themselves to the Crown's Guard, but they seem to be almost feral.
I mean, you say that, but gnolls have their own kind of language. It's like a hyena speech. You can't just say that they have no language. They do.
Yes, but I have the ability to understand languages, and this was no language. I can guarantee you that.
Are you sure it was a language that you have to understand? I mean, I know you probably can speak all manners of like Elvish, gnome,
Well, of course, but I do
dwarf.
have spells for the other languages I do not know. So
Oh.
Yeah, but some creatures, communicate telepathically. Some of them, like, they just
I've
make
kind of
noises and they
hive mind.
understand. Yeah. It's not it's
I
not a
shall
spoken
attempt.
language.
If I run into any, I will give them more of the benefit of the doubt before I have to dispatch them. But these attacked me at sight. I was only defending myself.
I mean, I'm sure you were. Anyways, if you want to go to
Yeah, enjoy the
Trust.
trusts and all that.
Get yourself a drink.
I shall be at the Bubbling Brew if you look for a lovely time later for a nice drink, a trust. I will buy each of you a trust if you wish.
I don't drink.
I
Good for
do, but
you. Good for you.
Yeah, it is good for me.
what's your deal, lady?
What do you mean? I'm a knight.
I mean, it feels like you're. I don't know. You've been around a few times. She cute, isn't she?
She looks over and she's like, she is very beautiful, but I have taken a vow of chastity.
Oh. Well then, that
Laphus just looks over at North like,
good for you.
And she nods and says, "Evening. I will see
Good
you."
evening.
Are you okay, sir?
Yes, yes.
And she, Velvisha, and prods the horse, and the horse takes off to the town.
How do people take vow of chastity?
they just don't care about it.
No, I mean that's understandable, but I mean I don't understand it personally, but I mean
That's where she gets her vegan powers, you know.
vegan
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Is that a
It's
Scott
a quote
Pilgrim
from
reference?
Scott Pilgrim. It's a quote from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think this person knows what veganism does.
This is Scott Pilgrim.
I mean, she don't eat meat.
Veganism power.
She does not. Orgoth and Voka, what kind of, like, it's the evening, the noise downstairs, the music stops.
I
And
mean, they drink their drink and they're probably like laying down.
yeah.
Like Voka's like thing, and like he's like doing this thing he started doing where like he puts their fingers together and he like tries to balance them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Make a dexterity sleight of hand.
Oh, I rolled pretty good on that actually. Dexterity sleight of hand plus 7. 24.
Ooh, it's like, have you just seen like lately it popping up like the cheerleader who like won, like there's like the guy who's just like throwing this girl up in the air like a billion times. You could totally do those tricks.
He's like throwing, he's like doing like a hand pose.
Yeah.
He's coming back down, catching him, doing
Yeah.
a hand pose.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. As you're doing that, Orgoth, I don't know if you're asleep or not. Would you be?
Sure. I mean, why not? That sounds
Okay.
great.
Voka, your thoughts are like, you've been thinking about the events of the last few hours, and you hear a jiggle at the door. Toot, 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 toot.
And he's going to pause and very like quickly shove thing in his bag of holding.
Okay.
Like in the hand, like he like wiggles. He's like, nah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Natural 1. The you hear the unmistakable sound of a lockpick breaking in a
Does the spear wake me up, Ron?
make a Constitution saving throw. The spear does wake you up, but yes, sorry.
All right.
It's because they're not being attacked. He's just trying to sneak in. So,
Yeah, Voka is that like he's
yeah,
like
the
sneaking
spear
towards the
spear
door.
does wake you up. Yes.
All right.
And you see like Voka's like hand on the doorknob.
Yeah.
Orgoth
This is
pulls
like
a spear.
He has like his sword in his other hand, and without hesitation, he just turns the doorknob and opens the door.
You see this 15-year-old kid, and he kind of like looks at the two broken pieces of the lockpick in his hands, and he's like, somebody just
Anything
tried
I
to
can do for you tonight?
somebody just tried to pick your lock. I just wanted to warn you that there are thieves here.
And he like goes in his bag of holding and he pulls out the booklet. He flips through it and he says, he like slaps a bit of the page and he says, trespassing, 12 days incarceration or a fine of 215 gold.
Right then, and he takes off down the hallway running, and he goes, run! And you see a kid at the other door, at the end of the hallway, open up the window, and the
they
kid,
jump out.
and they jump out, and you hear a sploosh, sploosh as they jump into the lock.
Like the book like leans out the door and he looks down. And he's like, he has like this like shit-eating grin on his face, and he like shoves the booklet back in his bag of holding.
Well, you totally bad cop that guy.
He closes the door and he laughs. He's just a kid. I don't want to. I've been held at knife point for a piece of copper, but do you think we should avoid talking about how fabulously wealthy we are in public?
I get. Well, we didn't talk about it in public. We
That's
were talking
true.
about it in here. So they were eavesdropping. Is that, Orgoth looks in the book? No, that's not. That's not.
I
anywhere.
do not think eavesdropping is a crime, which is probably good because we do a lot of eavesdropping.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but yeah, maybe we should keep it on the down low. And complain bitterly about having to pay anything, because that then makes everybody think you don't have any money. Yeah.
We should be stooges. And he flops himself on the bed. That's enough tricks for tonight. He like tosses his hat off to the side.
Yep.
Okay. The rest of the evening, just like quietly, the sound of people up and about in the inn finally fade away, and you hear snoring in the distance of people snoring, and the rest of the night goes on event. Laphus in the north, the sun begins to wake you up, break you out of your trance, climbing over the mountains to the east.
Well,
I got four little crowns of like barley and wheat.
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna do with those?
Oh, do you want one?
Sure, why not?
There you go.
And she takes it and she puts it on she actually takes out Coda. Oh no, she left Coda. She left Coda in the thing. She left him in the thing. She's just gonna take out Ashes and then put the crown on Ashes.
Jamie, what's the symbolism on barley? Like,
good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Fear.
one book dive for later.
Yeah, it is. So Orgoth and Voka, you wake up and you see out the window, and you just see the mist just kind of like slowly, as the sun hits it and heats up, just kind of like slowly fade away, leaving the distant view of the island.
I was gonna ask if the island was still there.
Island is still there, yes.
See, the island's there. I mean,
it's not like we're gonna be here for 10 years to like look at the island every day. That'd be whack.
No, that would be, and it would sure be like amazing coincidence if this is the time that the island disappeared. So
I don't know. If we stay another night, maybe the island will disappear. No, I'm just joking.
okay, time to get the stuff and then go back and meet up with North and Laphus.
Okay.
I mean, would they be mad if we ate breakfast without them? I mean, it was included.
We could bring them breakfast.
That's true.
That might be nice. Maybe they have like fish wraps to go or something. Breakfast fish wraps.
That sounds like it does not travel well.
Probably not.
Sounds kind of foul, actually.
They
Fish
do
tacos, let's
have
go.
they do have a fish stew that they basically like give that you see like the fishermen who are going out onto the lock, grab bowls of it on their way out the door, like travel bowls.
Probably like a little
What's-
flask full of soup.
Yeah. hmm
What's the breakfast? Is it a fish thing? Is it fish stew
It
for
is
breakfast?
a fish stew. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
They
Lean
have the
protein,
typical eggs,
That's okay.
eggs and potatoes, and usual hearty kind of.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Orgoth looks at the fish stew and he's like, "Yeah. So I'm gonna have the potatoes and the eggs, and if you have any of the sausages," and he's gonna go for his usual carbo plus protein load.
Yeah, the pork sausage is basically you spend about 6 more silver just as the extra, like
Sure.
buying not the continental breakfast, like more than the continental breakfast, which was free, and then
Right. Do you also have like a vegetable breakfast thing? Like just vegetables, like no meats and stuff.
I do. It's
Could I get one to go?
You want an omelet? Peppers
I don't
and,
know how-
and onions and cheese and
Orgoth's gonna try to remember if that's a thing that North would eat. He knows that North is vegetarian, but he doesn't remember if he's seen North eat like eggs and stuff.
They're pescatarian. You would have seen them eat fish at some point.
Fish, yeah.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, right. No, fish is good. Yeah, can I get a to-go bowl
A
of
fish
the
omelet?
fish stew? Oh, a fish omelet. Well, wait, that's exotic. That sounds great.
It's no savory hand pie, but I'm sure it will do. This is part of the
Yeah.
whimsy I was talking about.
Good, yeah, a fish omelet to go, please.
you look at the back and you see the person in the kitchen. This has a big like hot plate, one of those like this hot stones, and he's like spreads the eggs really thin over and just like starts folding and cooking the vegetables and cuts up the fish into it and folds it all up and then like melts cheese all over it and puts it in little wraps it in a large leaf and hands it to you. So
Hey,
It probably smells pretty bad.
yeah.
It smells like fish, like low tide fish.
Yeah. Well, the whole town smells like fish on this end, so yeah,
yeah,
they're used to it.
that's great. Yeah, I'll give him the extra money for all that
Okay.
stuff,
Okay.
and we'll go get our supplies.
Okay. The the Locker General Store is Lockwood General Store is basically for farming supplies, but they do have feed and tack for horses and farm animals. And they do have some basic general adventuring supplies. It depends on what you need. But I think you can get all your basics.
Yeah, we just need rations for the
Yeah.
road, like basics for
exactly.
the road.
Yeah.
and-
So I think
Hey,
spending maybe like 3 gold, probably 3 gold per day for like your horses and stuff. So yeah. And you probably
I'll
have.
say.
Let me look at the map.
So so 3 gold for all of us, 3 gold a day
Yeah.
Let me see.
total.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I'll get 10 days worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's 30 gold.
And it is 200 miles from where you're located to get to Zadash.
Is that gonna be enough? 10 days?
I think so.
How much are we traveling a day? That's probably
About
right.
30, like on horseback, probably about 30 or so.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
If you're pushing it, you probably go 60. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We got plenty.
Okay.
We're good. Okay. Oh, and I have to get maybe I can buy this from at the mud hole, but I need to get like a Greg, which is like a growler
Mhm.
keg, which is like 5
Oh, yeah,
gallons
yeah.
of beer.
you can.
However much that costs.
That will be probably more like 10 gold, I think. So for like a growler keg. Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that how many drinks would that hold?
It's 21 pints.
Yeah, 10 gold's probably right. So with trust.
Okay.
Do you want
Got it.
Bombark, Husseldorf, or von Brunt? Those are the 3 brands they have. The 3 families.
Von
Bombach.
Brandt.
Bombach. Husseldorf.
Okay, that's too hard to
Bombach.
say. What's the first one again?
Bombach. Baumbach. Very German.
Bombach.
Bombach.
Yeah, we'll take the Bombach.
Okay. Here.
Boomback?
Boomback.
No, absolutely not.
I just posted the names in. Okay. So you get enough of that stuff, and you head back and meet back up with Laphus and North.
Yep, with our
Yes.
hay, our rations,
Mhm.
and our big barrel of alcohol.
Okay.
That wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
It's only 2 gallons. It's
As you're-
it's not big. It's 2 gallons of beer. It's 21 pints of beer.
That's
It's just a
true.
little thing for the road.
As you're leaving, you see where is it? What's the name? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm looking at the wrong place.
Mhm.
The Natural Remedies place, you see a close sign, and you see this skinny guy, probably in his 30s. He looks like he's missing his teeth, and he's got like long stringy hair, and he's banging at the door. It's like, I know you're open. I know you're in there. Let me in.
Yeah, it's probably for the best we didn't buy anything from that guy.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. I mean, I bet you that guy was like really attractive with a full head of hair and like all his teeth before he,
Oh,
had a special healing potion that cost 5 more gold than normal.
it was they ain't even marked it up. I don't know how much stuff costs.
I'm gonna say before you joined us, Voka, we didn't have anyone who could naturally heal or magically heal people. So we've drank a lot of healing potions. So we got pretty knowledgeable about the pricing.
That I will say that cannot be healthy. I don't know the long-term effects of health potion usage.
I'm sure it's fine.
And you
It's best not to think too much on it.
and you head back to North and Laphus, meeting him outside of town.
With really gross fish omelet.
So we show up.
Cold at this
You
point.
show up, yeah.
And we got everything. We got everything. Oh, North, I got this for you. And Orgoth hands North the leaf wrapped. It's a breakfast.
It's huge.
omelet.
Actually, it's a lot. It's a lot of food. I'm probably like.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
How did you know?
Well, it is. You're a fishitarian. You're a fishitarian, right? You eat fish.
This is gonna taste like
Interesting.
childhood. Oh my god. I'm gonna destroy this omelette.
I mean, it's pretty good for the
Like
the
a
cook,
swig
whoever
out of
was.
his,
is able
his
to like.
little
yeah.
soup flask.
Yeah.
My compliments to the chef.
Yeah.
I didn't get you anything, Laphus, because you don't eat.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I got you guys little crowns of, well, things in the field, really.
Oh.
It's just cute. I was, trans.
Oh, I like it. That's good. I like that. Oh wait, actually, I did get you something, Laphus. Focus. That's what I got. We focused. We went in and we got the stuff and we came back.
Good job. And she gives like a clap and she goes,
Golf clap.
yeah, a little golf clap. And she's just like, no Knowles over here.
No, no.
Yeah.
Voka, I tried to keep your horns in mind when I made the little thing. Do you want it, or?
Oh, and there's like 2 little holes where his horns would be. I mean, yeah, I won't turn down a gift.
Just place it up on his
Voka heard a story.
I did.
Voka heard a story about the gnolls.
We did ask around about it.
I mean, we were told that they were kind of like feral and all that.
Yes, yeah, we also heard stories.
Apparently,
Also, that lady took a vow of chastity, so you can stop guessing if she has a crush on me or not.
I mean, technically, chastity it's about sex, right? So like, you
She
can still
still
love
could
people
have a
without
crush,
having.
yeah, you could be a romance thing.
She still didn't seem interested, so it's fine.
Well, back to the point. The gnolls, apparently, they're being forced out of their homes by dragons. Ooh.
Yeah, but would a dragon make gnolls freaking feral? Oh,
I don't know. The guy said
I think they already feral.
I mean, that's your definition of feral. Some people believe because they can't speak common that they're feral, but they in fact do have a language.
I think they're more calling them feral because they rip people apart upon sight.
Yeah, and I think the guy said that the dragon also was causing the storms
That's
over
true.
the mountain. So
well,
I guess we should stay away from the mountain. Unless that's
Yeah,
like
let's
your
not.
friend dragon, Laphus. Was that's like the one that you talked about?
I don't know. There's dragons everywhere, especially sometimes in disguise. You never know.
Yeah, I'd rather not run into a dragon. Do you mind if we get on the way? We're gonna.
make an insight check to see if Laphus is a dragon. He might have just figured it all out.
Are you a dragon?
He just like looks at her. He doesn't say anything. He's like,
Orgoth, make an insight check. Laphus, make a deception or persuasion roll.
All right.
Don't say which one.
You said perception or persuasion or deception.
Deception, yeah.
I rolled a 9 total.
Persuasion or deception.
She could be, for all you know.
Where is? They're both +8.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a 19 for me.
Orgoth, she is a dragon elf.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's lock it away.
So you head traveling. If you basically, it's two roads, one going toward the lock and one going away into the hills, like toward the ritzier place. If you go up into the hills, it's a nicer. Most travel goes through the lock because it's business related. It's like merchants, everything. But if you travel to the west, you have a nice little view of the entire plain down by the lock, and you travel north of Trostenwald. And at the end of the day, I believe, let me look at the ruler. It is 2 days' journey to Allfield.
Before they leave Trostfield, like entirely, Voka like looks back on the lock and like checks if the island's still there.
The island is covered in mist by the time you leave.
Darn, I guess we'll never know.
Okay. Outside of Allfield, 2 days later, you see it's a rural town, about half the size of Trostenwald, nestled into a scattered patch of trees near the Amber Road. You know that you can see the hills outside of Allfield to the southwest. You can see mine carts and various like mining operations, and roads going in and out of the hills. You see there's two roads leaving: Amber Road to the north and Railway Road to the east. And you see a big sign at the intersection as you're traveling through town called, pointing an arrow to Zadash. And there's a big Imperial symbol.
Soon, we're getting there. We're getting there.
And Voka could finally meet her furbolgs? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just need. The lady just said 8 fearful. God, I don't know if I'm
Mhm.
looking for anything of much Specifics? I don't know.
You
I
notice
mean, you'll meet a furball. There's just a lot of that one specific one.
Right.
you notice as you are traveling through the town, a lot of these buildings were in the last maybe 3 or 4 years rebuilt from the ground up.
Oh, that's recent.
Yeah. And you're hearing, you actually see, God, as you're approaching, coming through, what's her name? It is, what's his name? It is, oh, it's not him either. Give me a second. Let me find it. Um, as you are approaching, you see a group of Crownsguard, 4, led by a young human. He's on a tall horse. The others are like, and they're riding up to you, and they kind of see you and they stop suddenly, and he's like, they told me adventurers were on their way into the city. You do not look like the Mighty Nine.
Who are
No.
they?
An
What the
adventuring
fuck
group
is
has
a
helped us out in
Mighty
the
Nine?
past. I am mistaken, a mistaken identity. Are you adventurers though?
I would dare say.
Yeah.
Traveler,
uh,
more so.
just wanted to
Secret
warn
people,
you,
so.
there are, in the past, we have had problems with gnolls in this area. But we have heard rumors that the gnolls are forming a settlement miles to the west of here.
Yeah, we heard. We're heading north.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we heard about the gnolls too.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you happen to see a group of adventurers, one of them is a blue tiefling. One of them is a green-skinned orc with a very powerful, very strong man. Tell him that Reggie, I helped them out once before. Please send help. We do not have the men to protect ourselves here, and we are in need of. At least tell the Crownsguard something. I've sent a runner, but they haven't returned.
Oh, okay. Also, if there's a group that comes up here called the Keen Eyes, you might ask them.
Yeah.
Keen Eyes, the Keen Eyes, he writes it down. The Keen Eyes. Who's our strongest member?
Maggie, I feel.
I mean, Maggie.
Yeah, I mean the group's named after her. Yeah, she's big. She's big. Yeah, she's pretty strong.
Perhaps the Keen Eyes will come rescue us.
Perhaps they will.
Maybe they're gonna be there in a few days. We don't know. They were supposed to follow, but like after like a bit later. So
okay. They kind of sadly go back inside of the barracks and let you go on your way. You head north. 2 more days later, you're rising up into the hills. You see farmlands all around, and ahead you see this gigantic walled city, 50 feet high walls, triangular shaped. The north part of the city is higher altitude. You can see kind of stretching into the distance. You see 3 towers lording over the city, and you see tons and tons of camps and hovels and tents along the walls, of the exterior of the walls. You see Crown's guardsmen outside of the entrance of the gate. You have made it to Sadash, and that's where we're going to stop for the evening.
It won't let me put the marker on Zadash.
Hold down Alt. Hold down Alt. Hold down Alt.
Oh, that's so much easier.
Yeah.
You can do that on any grid.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Hold down Alt.
I got it.
Great game.
yay, we made it!
You
guys,
made it
we
to
made it!
Sadash. Not much of a cliffhanger, but
Yeah.
Hey,
I
we
think
finally
I know we
made
don't
it.
have time now, but I think along the way before we got to Zadash, there would be one night where Orgoth would ask Laphus, would show her the spear
Uh-huh.
and say, I know there's stars on it, and I know stars are important to you, and I was wondering if you could understand what this is.
Do I need a roll for anything for that?
Every star on there is recognizable, but there are a few that are in between the recognizable constellations that you do not recognize,
That I've never seen before.
that you've never seen before. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they're too small for the naked eye to see, but there are locations and stars that are not part of what your knowledge would be.
And because you know what I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
so would it be more of it's not that the stars aren't there, like because if I were to have my telescope and look up, there wouldn't be anything there, right?
There would not be anything there, correct? Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I would just let him know. I would tell him like which constellations are which, but I would point out the ones that are in between and just tell them that those are not within the stars, at least here on the material plane.
Okay. Uh, all right.
And we're done for the day. Yay. We're at Zadash. We're in a big city
Zadash!
again.
Whoop, whoop.
Who knows what's going to happen next? Okay.
I'm gonna go get my dose of whimsy now.
Whimsy.
Oh my god, it's like speaking outside. Yeah, we have lots of gold.
He doesn't know any better.
Nope.
We're pretty
Oh.
rich, you guys.
Plus, if anybody
Yeah.
goes like on him, he carries, which is still a lot, but he carries
Mhm.
about like 50 gold
Yeah.
on him, and the rest is in the hole.
Yeah.
So even if somebody came to like, give me all this gold you've got, I mean, it's a lot for most people.
Mm-hmm.
But,
the reason why I didn't
yeah.
have the spear activate was that they were trying to sneak in and sneak out without bothering
Oh,
you,
okay.
like waking you up, so
Okay.
it wouldn't trigger a combat. So
Oh,
or
okay.
initiative.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
that was
that
the
makes
reason why. But it's with the snap of it and y'all being like being ready. That would have been enough of a trigger. So.
Cool beans,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's go around and do a wrap up.
Hey, everybody, this is Bill. You can find me on the various social places at Bill Freakin' Roper. And this is it. This is what I'm doing right now. This is my online stuff. And thank you everybody who joined us today live in chat, keeping it peppy, keeping it spicy. Or got a little confused about this whole like what is and what isn't sex in terms of the chastity thing, like is over the top, does that count? Like, maybe there's like, he's not sure, but it's a I didn't really bring it up, but he, like me, often confused about that stuff. So thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching wherever you consume our content, the podcasts, wherever it is. Please tell your friends. Please give us a nice rating. It would help, and we'd like to have more people come and enjoy our particular brand of shenanigans.
Yes, please.
It's always the shenanigans. Hi everyone, this is Jaiden playing Laphus. I love my whimsy. I know Laphus though does not. At least not the kind of whimsy that everybody else seems to enjoy. So if you want to hear about my whimsies, check out the Discord because that's usually where we all post about our whimsies, whether it be D&D, Doctor Who, whatever video games that you like, movies and all that jazz. Come post about your whimsies, man.
Should I make a
Hey.
whimsy channel?
Oh my god, we have so many channels already, Ron.
I love all the channels. I'm sorry.
There's so many.
Channel blow, bro.
Anyway. Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I've been playing North Ledden Roguelock. You can find me on the Blue Sky and the Tumblr at... Why am I doing these accents? Why am I? At Steelclad Art. And You know what? Like if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, we have a Patreon. Check it out. We got 3 tiers. We got exclusive access to some stuff, like Fang's journal, like a few short stories. I might have something in the work soon-ish, but I have to go find my whimsy first. So you know. Thanks for watching.
Hi guys, it's Mira, and I was playing Voka, and today's word is whimsy. Give me a second. And whimsy means playful, quaint, or fanciful behavior or humor, and it is a noun. That has been today's word on the Favoured Few. Thank you.
Wuh for it's a wuh. Starts with a wuh for whimsy. My
Love
name,
for whimsy.
my name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on the socials at Ron88Keys. Please follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at Silver Studios, and join our Patreon. All of our links are in our Linktree in our bio. You can find all of our stuff there. Follow us on our Twitch channel, please. Few and Far Between is a production of Severed Studios. Please check out our other shows like Severed Sons and other side quests on Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere you get your podcasts. Links are in our bio and in our show notes. May your problems be few and far between. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. Hold it. I'm trying to find. It's the wrong place. Okay.